YouTube, konnichiwa! You're watching a video from Akinuma. So, we went over the checklist, we went over resumes themselves. So how about we talk about that position description now? So, first some things we want to know about all this, okay? There are sections to a position description, okay? So there's, of course, the description of the job, which is going to go over responsibilities, duties, salary range, expected travel, physical expectations, okay? Then there's going to be, the company summary, okay? So it's culture. They're going to talk about if they're equal opportunity policies, DEI policies that they have in place. Some of them will even mention like affirmative action plans. Okay, and then of course they're going to talk about their requirements. They're going to talk about education, experience, and things they want you to be familiar with, such as specific softwares or equipment. And then of course they'll talk about benefits too, the kind of benefits the employee will get. But with that being said, let me actually show you one. Come on. Hey. Haha. Okay. So as you can see here, let me zoom in a bit. You can see the about the job. So this is actually for Lenza, as it states right there. And what they want is a JavaScript front-end developer. It's a remote position, which makes sense. It says 100% remote right here. It's a contract position. Now, the thing about contract positions is some are capable of being renewed. Others are a specific time frame. They just want you for a specific amount of time, and that's it. Others are contracts where the contract is set for a specific amount of time, but they'll say with possibility of extension, meaning you could get into a new contract for that same role with doing that same exact thing for the same exact people. And then of course there it is, the salary. And now here is the job description where it actually tells you what they're kind of wanting you to do. And of course, I removed the location, but yeah. But perfect. And of course, they're telling you a little bit about the company. So here's that culture part of it. And like I said, yeah, here's the requirements. So this is where you really want to dig into. You really want to dig into the job description. The job description itself, because it'll tell you exactly what task you're doing. So these are the tasks. These are the type of things you're really going to want to talk about. And the requirements. So you want to tell them how you have, you're proficient in JavaScript and ES6. You have experience with HTML, CSS, React and Angular. You understand REST APIs, things like that. You want to talk about, you kind of want to insinuate having to solve problems. You don't want to need to go into examples or anything like that in a resume, but talk about how it was part of your job to solve certain problems. And then, because it's remote, they're going to want to put that you need to work independently. So this is the preferred. So see how it says desired over required? And so these are your preferred skills. So some people will say desired skills. Some will say preferred. But here they want someone experienced with like GitHub, UI, UX. So user interface, user experience. And then CSS, SASS, LESS, with Agile Scrum. That's an interesting one. Here you go. So here's what you actually be doing in the job. So this is where you want to actually talk about. This is where they're talking about what you'll be doing in the job. So you want to make sure that your resume actually addresses that you have done these kind of things. Because you want to talk about how pretty much it's easier to get a job when you've already done the job. But yeah. Now this is something that some, especially like tech related jobs might have, where they actually tell you like how much of it is like front end development, back end development, how much of it is you're really dealing with the technology versus just like administrative things or miscellaneous not techie things. But yeah, and then of course, oh, and that's cool too, where this one actually gives you kind of how much of it is hands-on, how much of it is team collaboration, how much of it is, you know, like you just learning and developing your skills and things like that. Here's the, bonus share commission eligible. So commissions, we all know what commissions are really, or bonuses too. So they're telling you in this case that you can get bonuses and commission for certain things you do in your job. And then, of course, here's the benefits. So this is what you would get for doing the job. That salary, and this is what you get for the job. Which is neat. And here's more. Oh, here's our equal opportunity part. Yep, and specialization is JavaScript. Okay. So now that we know what we're dealing with, let's go ahead and compare a resume to it. So, I can see on this resume that I see JavaScript, ES6, nice, React, nice, HTML, CSS, nice. Now, I'm familiar-ish with Python, so I'm wondering if Python will qualify for some of what they're talking about regarding programs. And front-end development software, nice. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. Now, what I noticed with that job description in particular is it didn't state a specific amount of years of front-end developments. Front-end development experience, how many years of it. Usually they'll tell you. They didn't also require a degree at all. But, so her having a bachelor's, a master's, and front-end development experience could probably really do her a favor in here. So, overall, she is someone I would talk to for this job. Now, how about John Doe? How does he fare to all of this? So the way I look at it, this is kind of more obvious. As you can see, he was a cashier, server, delivery driver. He doesn't have any experience at all with front-end development or anything like that. So definitely wouldn't even talk to him. I wouldn't offer him a phone screen or interview just because he's completely irrelevant to the job entirely. And that's something you'll see with remote roles too, is there's so many applicants because so many people are looking for a remote role, and some people will simply apply just because it's remote, and they'll be like, well, I can learn the job. That can only get you so far, buddy. But yeah. Hello YouTube, konnichiwa! You're watching a video from Akinuma.